Okay. So whoever has joined the class and collect the session that whatever we have completed in last session, it was DDL and DML. Okay. So DDL is basically it's called data definition language and DML is data manipulation language. So is there any doubt whatever we have covered in DDL and DML from anyone? Any doubt?
No, Nandi, we are good.
Okay, it's fine. Just a quick recap, one or two liners point. DDL is for data creation, I mean, not data, sorry, it's my mistake. So it's tabular structure, the table structure itself. Uh, if we want to modify any table structure, if we want to add something, if we want to create the table, the columns, anything related to table structure itself, it's it should be done by DDL. And anything related to data, I mean, when the table is created, the table structure is fixed. We'll be going ahead with the DML. We have to insert data, we can update data, we can modify the data. Data means the rows, the records. Okay. So we can do that steps by DML. Today we'll be covering DQL select statement. Those are, those are obviously important, but not so much important. DQL is a huge thing, so that should take 1 or 2 more days starting from today. So DQL is the main keyword is select over here. So just whatever data we have inserted into that DDL, into that table structure, we can able to visualize this thing by DQL. It's data query languages. Okay. And the main thing is we are not updating any tables data by this select query. Whatever manipulation on top of data we can do, that should be only in DML. This is very much important concept. By DQL, we are not going to update any tables data. Okay, we can visualize the data in our own way, in our reps. Whatever way or whatever visualization we want, we can do that steps, but we cannot manipulate the data by select query. Okay, in wherever we are storing the data in the database, that the backend data should not be updated, but whatever select query we are writing over there at the console output, we should be getting the desired one. Okay, moving to the next slide. Okay, I'll be doing the hands-on thing one by one. So how to select tables view. So today I will be learning DQL. Okay, if there is any stuck point from any particular queries or anything, please stop me and ask me questions. So this was the default schema that we are working for our training purpose. I have created this new table called employee and I've also inserted some records over here. Let's check what's the data. I'm just doing how to check the data. We already checked this query in last day to check the data. Select star or asterisk. If we put this kind of stuff, then all the columns should be visible. Whatever columns are available in the table, by asterisk sign, we can see all the columns. Okay. Select star from keyword should be there. Select from table, table name. Table name is employee. Okay. Now star will be controlling, this portion will be controlling. If I specify a particular column name, only that thing should be visible. Let me show you one by one. Okay. The data should be looking like in this manner. There is employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, their experiences. Based on the experience, their salary is there. Okay. Their respective department is there. This is suppose a IT company. Within IT company, there should be various kind of persons available over there with various designation. Over here, there are IT department, there is BUIT, some BPO members are there, business associates are there, BA, HRs are there. So I have collected some information and put it over here. It's arbitrary one, so no need to worry about. I mean, for this experience, this much salary should be there. So nothing so much. Just a quick understanding how the tables data has been inserted over here. And this is date of birth, and it's a default date format. I'll be coming for the date format once more time, maybe tomorrow's session. But just as of now, you can see date of birth is a date data type. You can see the data type over here as well for each of the column. Employee ID is integer. First name is Werker 40, last name as well. Experience is in integer, salary is in integer. Department should be in Werker. Date of birth should be in date format. Okay. So if I'm trying to execute this query, it should be returning me this thing. Now, in this portion, if I want to check, our desired required column set, we can just quickly update the thing. Just like I want to check only employee ID. Okay, I just select it and run it. Only employee ID should be visible from the entire table. If I want to check multiple columns chart, just put it with comma separated, just like employee first name. Okay, employee last name. Their experience. Okay, so you can see this is the output. So whatever column we can require, we can put this thing by comma separated. We can put all the columns in there as well. There will be no issue. Okay. Instead of doing that, if I put an asterisk over here, if I run this thing, you can see the entire data set. What is available in employee table, everything should be present over here. Okay. So we just completed a column level slicing. So whatever column is required, we can put this thing over here. Okay. Moving to the next slide. Filtering a data set. Filtering means over here row level filtering. Just like column level filtering means we can choose particular columns over there. Okay. Over here row level means we can restrict some rows to be visible at our screen. Okay. How to do that thing? So we have to use some where clause after the select query. And those are the various types of filters. In where condition we can put this kind of stuff. So we can do the comparison operator. Just like let me show one by one. So I want to check the particular employee table whose salary is or whose experience is more than 6 years. Okay, where we just need to put after completion of from table name, we have to put where keyword, where exp. This is the exp field. Exp greater than equal to 6 years. Okay, greater than equal to means I think you are able to understand that particular stuff. We can put comparison operator. Even we can eliminate greater than equal 6. Can put only greater than. Okay. We can do multiple things. From 6 to let me select from 6 to 10. Then I have to put and exp less than 10. There is actually nothing. Greater than equal 6. Let me put in this way. Greater than equal 6 and less than equal. It's fine. Less than equal 12. Let me check how many results are there. Okay, only 3 results. You can see one of the employees having 6 years of experience, one is 10, and another one is 6. So By this kind of stuffs we can put to filtering the data set. We are not able to see all the data set over here. All the rows are here. Rather, we can see only the selected one. We are filtering out by this where condition, filtering out the data. Whatever we required, we just can print only this thing. Okay. There are various things, just like we can put equal for multiple selection. We can put in. Let me just delete this thing once more. How to do that? So, suppose I want to check the department IT. The employee is having department equal IT. So how to do that? Department equal. Remember, if we just want to put any data comparison or anything based on varchar data type, we have to put a single quote. Okay. So select start from employee where department equal IT. Okay. So we can get this kind of data set. Now, if we want to choose multiple things at a single where statement, just like in department, I just want to check the IT employee as well as the HR employee. Then equal will not work. Equal I cannot put in this way. Yeah, I can put in this way. Department equal IT or department equal HR. That should be working. Fine. So it will be reprinting me both IT and HR. But rather doing that, we can do in another way. We can use in keyword because maybe I need to check total 8 or 9's department. Okay, there we should not have to put each time putting the department with separated by or clause. Rather, we can do in this manner. Department in keyword. There should be braces. IT HR. Okay, so the same thing happens over here. Can check only IT department's result as well as HR. Okay. Pattern matching. If we just there is something just like I suppose I can remember that I want to check some employees result, but I cannot recall the particular employee's full name. Okay, even the employee ID. Okay, just I can just remember that the employee's name is starting with M. Okay, so for this kind of things, we can use a wildcard. I mean, just like matching kind of stuffs. If I can remember the employee's name is starting with M, so what can be the name? Let me see in the database. So is there any such data or any such employee whose starting character should be name? So how to check that thing? Where employee first name like keyword should be there. Put the code sign because this is a string. So I know the first name and first character should be starting with M. Then we can put this percentage mark over here. Okay. Okay. M, then percentage. Percentage is using as a wild character. Anything can be placed in this location. So I can see there are two employee whose starting character is M, Manju and Mani. Okay. So in this like operator, we can, putting like, we can do this kind of percentage. Percentage can be replaced by any character. Okay. Hope there is no doubt. That is called pattern matching. Restricting between an and keyword. Okay. Between an and keyword, I think I have showed in this manner, just like greater than equal. This kind of operation we can greater than or less than, just like a few times earlier I just showed you that employees experience between 6 and 10. There I have used that greater than 6, less than 10. Without doing that, we can do in this manner as well. Experience between. Okay, the column is exp, where the column between 6 and 11. Okay, this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Okay, so we can get the same kind of results. Any other thing is there? Okay, restricting based on null value. Null value, we have some date of birth having null value. So we can, how to do that? DOB is null. For null, we have to use in this manner. Is null. You see, the date of birth has not been inserted for those employee because that is not a mandatory column over here for this scenario. So those are not been inserted. Okay. Hope there is no issue for this filtering. This much way we can filter a data set as per our required result. Okay. Moving to the next topic, distinct keyword. So why distinct is being used? To remove the duplicates. It's not removing the duplicates from the internal table itself. Rather, during the visualization purpose, in the DQL, we can put this particular distinct keyword just to check the distinct field. Suppose I want to check. Okay, let me just pick it up the department one. Okay, I'm just eliminating that where clause over here, putting only department. Select department from employee. Okay, I can see IT, BUIT, BPO. There are total, how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rows are there. Means 10 employees records we have captured over here in this table. So for each of the employees department, they are showing it over here. But suppose there are total thousands of employees are there in a company. I want to check the distinct of department. How many departments are available there? Then we should not have to collect all the thousand information and checks or removing the duplicates in Excel or anything. We should not have to do in this manner. Rather, we can use a distinct keyword. Select distinct. On which column I'll be operating the distinct? It's department. Okay, so I can get a distinct result, removing duplicates from this visualized data set, not the intern. I'm not deleting anything in the table. Okay, so I can get there are IT persons, there are BUID, BPO, business associates, HR. Okay, hope there is no doubt. If there is doubt, please ask me. Okay. Okay. The next topic is column alias. There are lots of things in SQL. The main things, I mean, the most of the things I'm trying to cover by 1 or 2 days. But I hope, as you have already have some experience, just like Soumya, I think you know the thing, but it should be brushing up your knowledge. I'm sure that should be helpful. Or if I mean, who are quite new for the SQL, then it's totally helpful for you. It's learning from the basics.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is alias? Just for visualization purpose, uh, if we want to rename the name of the column, let me put some department. Okay, let me do something. employee first name, employee last name. Okay, suppose I want to update employee last name as surname. I want to see in the data set employee last name should be as surname. I can use the alias. Alias can be done on top of column, on top of table as well. So let me just try alias on top of this column last name as employee surname. Okay, so in the resultant data set, we will not be seeing this column, rather it should be renamed as this column. But in the database, it is not been renamed. The column will not be renamed in the database. Okay, I think you can get my understanding. So you can see last name is not there by alias. It's been renamed over here. Just a quick question from my side. If we want to rename the column names over here, how to do that? Is DQL will be helpful, or what thing we will be requiring? If we permanently want to update the column name, what to do for that scenario? Anyone? We have learned this thing yesterday. Okay, so permanently renaming a column name, this should be I'm updating something in column structure or table structure. I'm updating a column name. For permanently doing the column name modification, we have to use RDDL, alter statement. Okay, here we are just selecting the data set. We are just visualizing the data set. There we can use this alias, but while doing the permanent change only, I mean, we have to use the DDL statement. Okay, hope that is understandable. Suppose we want to change, I mean, we do not have to, we should not have to put this underscore, I mean, underscore kind of stuffs over here. Rather, we can use a space, not using underscore. Then we can use quote over here or double quote and try to run the same thing. You can get employee surname. Okay, this kind of stuff we can do from here. Okay, so this is called alias. The same thing we can do on top of table as well. So while learning the join, we can use this alias because table name should not be present over here. But okay, why we should be doing the column table aliases? So we can just like you, I want to show you. We can also represent the column as table name dot column name. Over here, we are only using one table. Okay, while learning join, you can see multiple tables should be considered over here. So from which table, which column I'm picking up, for that thing, we need to put table name dot column name. Otherwise, select query will not be able to find it properly. Why? Because a particular common column should be resides in both table. Okay. So if we are just doing just like department in the, and the department is available for multiple tables, then select is confused. It will be confused which column I need to pick up. I should be receiving a ambiguous column name error. Okay, so there we need to use instead of doing employee dot department, employee dot first name, we can alias the table name in a short form and we can call this short form dot column name in this manner. Okay. So the table alias should be used in this manner. I mean, showing these steps while learning the joins. Maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow's session, when we'll be learning joins. Okay, let me just print this thing. Let me show you that employee dot department and only department should be returning the same result. There will be no issue. Okay. What are the next thing? Concatenation operator. So this is a function. We're going to use our first inbuilt function over here. That is concatenation. Concatenation is a string inbuilt function where we can concatenate two columns data. Not only two or more columns data. Just like, let me just remove the alias and print the result. It's department, employee first name, employee last name. So just I have a requirement. I need to merge this first name and last name into a full name column. Then we can use the concat statement. Let me put first name and last name too. Let me create a new column. We can create new calculative column over here. There will be no issue. Okay, in the select query, where we are putting the column name, we can also put some calculative column. I mean the derived new column over here too. So let's create a full name, a new column over here. How to do that? We can use a concat function. It's an inbuilt function of this MySQL. It's like concat, open brace and close brace. Over here, I'll be passing the parameter employee first name and employee last name. Let's run this. So you can get the output in this manner. We should be putting a space over here in between. Let me add a space. How to add? So just I'm passing this thing within a quote with a space. Okay. So the parameters should be separated by comma. So there are three parameters now. First name, comma, space, comma, last name. Okay. Let me run this thing again. You can see a space has been added at the middle. I can put a alias as full name. Otherwise, it should be showing us the calculation itself. Okay. So I can check the new column has been introduced. It's not there in our database. In a select query, while doing the select statement itself, we can change it. We are using a concat function, which is a string function. We just use a new, function over here called concat. Okay, we can in select as well. Let me show you one more thing. You can just put a comma and put star again. Then it will be giving us this output. Okay, there's an error that's showing. Let's run it. I'm not sure whether they'll be showing any error. Yeah, star, they are not reprinting it. If I just put the star at the beginning, let me see. Yeah, I think that should be okay. If what I'm doing, I'm printing star, means I'm printing entire thing till date of birth. Then again, I can choose my desired one. It should be also possible at the end. I can put my desired columns at the beginning, but over here it's not working. Maybe it's for fault over here. Let me try once more time. I'm aliasing the table as E and doing this thing. Okay. Yeah, now it's working. At the end, if we are just trying to use this thing, start, I have to put a column alias. A table level alias. I put the table E and then I'm putting E dot star. Okay. So here it's also an alias example on top of table level. Okay. Any doubt till now? If there is any doubt, please tell me. Nothing?
Sir, last one I did not understand E dot star.
Okay, okay, sir, not this page. Yeah, I just tried to say, show you the thing. Uh, why I'm putting stars? Suppose there are hundreds of columns available in the table. Okay, I want a few columns to be bring back at the beginning. Just like department, I want to see. I'm not sure. There are lots of things. I just pull department and then I want to see the entire data set. So if I put star over here, it is throwing an error actually. Okay. I can put star over here in other databases, but over here in MySQL, it's showing an error. So because I need to put alias, table alias, I can also, without doing I can do employee dot star. Employee dot star. Just to reprint, I'm printing department as well as I'm printing the entire data set. Okay, department, again department should be coming over here. That's it. So table name dot column name, we can do either way. That's like the same thing I tried to show you. Let me show you once more time. We can select in this way, employee dot department. Okay, it's same. If we just choose select column name from employee, we can choose, write in this manner too. Select the particular table where the column is being picked, the table name dot column name from the particular table name. It should be the same thing. Okay, but sometimes we need to specify the table name over here. It's not able to understand which column we are picking. The column is picking from which particular table. So then we need to put table name dot column name. Okay, that is understandable, Soumya?
Yes, sir. It's just a repetition of column.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, next is aggregation function. Okay, and sorting of data. Okay, let me cover these two things. How to aggregate the data. Suppose I have the requirement. Okay, let me check the entire data set. Okay, I can put a limit as well. I haven't showed this thing. Limit, suppose 5. Limit 5 is it will be showing me top 5 records. Okay, I can put limit 2. It will be showing me top 2 records. Okay, by the same thing, we can also limiting or filtering the data. Okay, so we'll be learning the aggregation function. So those are different aggregation functions. Sum means summation, max, it will be returning the max value out of some values, minimum values of some values, counting, counting how many things are there, we can count it, average, we can get the average of the value. So how to perform this kind of steps? If I just want to check if I have the requirement in such a find out total salary from the table employee. So I just need to put some salary. Salary is the column. Sum of the salary of from employee. So total salary in month I have to pay this much. Okay. Moving back to the main query again. So suppose I have the requirement total salary based on each department. Okay. Then I'll be putting the same thing. Sum salary. Now I have to group by the entire data set on top of department. So select sum salary, department from employee. We need to group by the entire data set by department. I'll be printing the department result. Group by, I'll be grouping the entire data set by department. That's why I need to put in this manner. Okay. Can see for IT department total salary is this. BUIT department I'll be giving this much salary. For BPO I'll be giving this much salary. For BA I'll be giving this much HR. So based on each of the department they're grouping it by first, then they're just going to do the summation based on each of the department. Okay. We can do the same thing based on department. We can do the average. This is the average salary for IT, BUIT, BPO. You can see this stuff. Okay. Uh, for max min, the same thing is there as well. Okay. So we can group the data set and put the aggregation function. There is one way. We cannot group by anything. We can just simply do this kind of stuff too. Whichever as per my requirement, we can aggregate the thing. Aggregate on top of any particular columns, then we have to grouping by that column and can show the output. If we do not need to group anything, we just need the max, mean, this kind of stuff. So we can give the output in that manner. Okay. Suppose I want to check how many employees are there for each of the department. I can use the count thing. Okay. So the same thing I need to choose department because I should be having a group by on top of department only. Count. Let me put count one or count star anything. Group by department. Okay. In the particular data set for IT employee, there are three counts, means total 3 employees are there. BUIT 1 employee, BPO 2 employees, BA business associates 2 employees, HR 2 employees. Okay. So these are the things. What I can show. If I just how many? Okay. If you want to check how many number of columns are, I mean number of rows are there, you can simply put count one or count star anything. Okay, no, I don't want to group it by department. I just need to check total one. How many rows are there in the table? There are total 10 rows. This kind of statement is very much useful while doing the testing and stuff. I mean, you want to check the source tables row count, and when you are pushing the data in another table by some ETL process or any other thing, you need to validate whether all the records are being populated from source to target properly or not. Then you can use this kind of select count star from source table, and in the target database you can do the same query, select count star from target table. You can execute the query and you can match the result. Okay. So by this thing we can count the number of rows or number of records from a particular table. Okay. So those are aggregation functions and these are very much helpful. Okay. One more thing I want to show. If we want to filter in aggregation function, we cannot use where clause. Let me show you with an example. It's very much important too. Okay. Suppose I want to check the same thing. Salary, not salary. Average salary. Major department. I'll be grouping on top of department only. Okay. Now my criteria is I have to check which department's average salary is more than 1 lakhs. Okay. I cannot put where clause over here because if I do any conditions, I mean, on top of the aggregation columns over here. Over here, this is the aggregator column. So I cannot use where clause on top of this in the same statement. I can do this thing in next statement. I mean, on top of this query, I can select another one. I'll be showing this thing in tomorrow's session. There should be a subquery part. But in the same level, because average salary, this column is getting generated only this level of select query. If I want to filter everything on top of this level, then I have to put having clause. Having average salary greater than 1 lakh. Okay. Only BUIT and HR having more than 1 lakh average salary per month. Okay. Where clause where we can use after this over here, but it should be filtering out. Suppose I just want to filter out where department equal IT. I'm just checking the data with IT, and we are also putting having average salary equal to greater than, I mean, greater than 1 lakhs. Then it should not be returning anything, because in this portion we are just filtering out department equal IT only, and then we are grouping this thing. That is fine also, but after that we are doing a filtering condition against on top of an aggregation columns whose average salary is greater than 1 lakhs. But as this is, I mean, contradictory in nature, that's why no rows are being returned. If I just eliminate this having clause, then I can get only IT stuffs over here. That should be working fine. If we just execute this thing, okay, I can get only IT department because the filter is been imposed over here. After table name, we are imposing a filter. Okay. Group by department having average salary greater than 1 lakh. Hope there is no doubt for the having clause. Okay. So today's last topic is order by. Sorting the data. The keyword we need to use order by. If we want to sort the entire data set, we can use this clause. I'm just going back to the earlier query. Okay. Suppose I want to sort the data based on experience. Order by experience. Okay. I can see the data in this manner. So by default, it should be ascending in nature. We can see starting with the 2, it's going to 20. If we use descending keyword, that is DESC, and re-execute it, we can get it's in descending in manner. And all the data should be organized accordingly. It's not only this column. Otherwise, there should be mismatches. So based on this particular experience column, I'll be organized in, the table should be organized in descending manner with experience. Okay. Hope there is no doubt. We can do this thing with multiple columns too. Suppose I want to do experience as well as salary. Okay, I can do this thing over here. You just have to put column names by comma separated. Suppose I want to do, this should be getting the first priority. So experience, we need to do the ascending in manner. If we have same experience, then which should be coming first? That should be based on salary. Okay. So this is the thing. Over here, order by experience should be coming as a first priority. Based on which order I'm representing the column. If I put the salary over here, then it should be based on salary first, then experience should be coming later. Okay. We can do one thing in ascending ASC, or if we do not put, that should be by default ASC in nature, and we can do this thing in DESC. So multiple columns we can segregate it based on. So suppose you can see now those are 2 years of experience, but the salary, I mean the most salary should be coming first, then the other salary would be showing over here. Okay, so this is the entire order by set is responsible for ordering the data. That means sorting the data. Okay. Okay, I think we have covered the thing that we have planned for today. Any doubt, whatever we have learned? Especially the DQL data query languages we can use on top of the data set or the table. We can visualize the data as per the desired output, desired format. So is there any doubt from anyone? Nothing? Okay.
No, Nandi. I would like to know when this recordings will be uploaded on YouTube or somewhere to revise if we want to revise it again anytime
O-
later.
Okay, yeah. I'll be just giving this recording to the admin team. I haven't provided the recording of yesterday's yet because I didn't get any time. Yeah, I'll be just after completion of this recording, I'll be sharing these two recordings, previous day and today's one, to the
Yeah,
admin
yeah,
team, and they'll be uploading it. I
yeah.
mean,
If it is available by Friday night or Saturday morning, it will be good for us to revise it on weekends. Yeah,
sure.
and practice them. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be
yeah,
trying
sure. Fine.
everything to be updated. I mean, whatever we have covered till now, that should be updated in YouTube
Yeah.
channel. I'll be providing
Okay.
the link
Yeah, that will.
to uh, the admin teams. But after, if you cannot find it in YouTube link, then you can directly ask me. I'll be sharing you my
Mhm.
OneDrive link where the video is getting stored. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks everyone. We'll be covering the rest of the DQL part in tomorrow's session. It should be getting some more tougher things because today it's very basics and those are the basic stuffs. I mean, not very basics, we can also tell. Just like this aggregation functions. Even this is very much important, and based on various requirements and all, we can modify the things in our own way. But this is, I mean, as much important, and this is very powerful thing. I mean, we can do over here. Okay. So let's connect tomorrow with some more details. Thanks everyone. Bye bye and good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.